Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. App review, app review. It's time for another app review. Okay, today I've got two apps for you, Loopy and InTune. Both have great applications for the music classroom. Let's start with Loopy. There's two options on that, Loopy HD or just Loopy. This app gained a lot of notoriety on the Jimmy Fallon show when Jimmy Fallon showed the app to Billy Joel, and between the two of them they were able to have a jam session on a Billy Joel song. I highly suggest you check it out. We could use it for the music classroom in a similar way, but also some other ways as well. Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 fa la fa la la la. And I can take any of them out by just tapping on the circles. You'll notice there's still that little ring that's circling them saying it's still going, but I could bring back in certain pieces. Now the downside to doing this just as I have been is you keep getting a feedback loop of whatever you've been recording, it records back into the next track because it hears it. The best way truly to record anything is always with the headphones. The first track is okay without headphones, the next tracks you definitely have to do with headphones. If you wanted to start over, you're going to use the little button in the bottom right corner and you'll see you have an information panel. If you want to reset your session altogether, you can actually click on the top right thing that looks like a new page. You can also save your session in case you want to come back to it before you did that. So that's the way that Jimmy Fallon and Billy Joel used it, but there's other ways that we could use it for the music classroom. Big thing that all music teachers are concerned about is ear training, and we could use it for that. I'm going to use each of these loops to create one part of a chord. Do 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 do. I can see lots of different uses for this, both as a music major in ear training classes, but also for choral ensembles as you're teaching a singer to hear each part of the chord. At this point, I have lots of different options, including recording the session. I'm bringing the different loops back in for the recording at different times. Once I have a recording I like, I can send it in lots of different ways, including SoundCloud. You could use that chord progression exercise both as the teacher recording the parts for the students to hear, but also you could ask the students to record it back for you. This isn't what it was originally intended for, but this is also a really easy recording device when it comes to recording parts. Every so often I want to hear recorded sections from my students on the repertoire, and in these circles they record a section that I ask them to play. Take me, take me, take me to the water. Come join us in singing the praises of Zion. In my heart there are hopes and dreams. El Grio. At this point I could save the session and expect that the teacher would check in on the device, or I could make a recording and send it to SoundCloud, send the SoundCloud link to the teacher. Another oral skills way of using this is that the top row could be blank melodic or rhythmic dictations that students are listening to. But the bottom contains the answers. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, re, do. Ba, 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 ba. Do, da, da, do, da, 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 do. Just another way that came off the top of my head, but there's really literally millions of ways you could use this. Loopy costs $2.99, or as it's known in the rest of the world, $3. Loopy HD costs $3.99, or $4. The other app that I want to show you is called InTune. It's technically an iPhone app, but you can utilize it on the iPad just as easily. It's an ear training app, but with a slightly different spin than some of the things I've seen out there. The idea is that you're supposed to differentiate between two pitches and decide if they're higher or lower than one another. It starts off really easy. So the second one's lower. You're noticing they're getting closer and closer. Oh, and I got it wrong. and you play until you miss 3. Some of them I do okay, some of them I need some work on. You can change the mode if you prefer something that's a little bit lower pitch. That's another possibility, but it's really good ear training for those people who have to deal with exact pitch matching and intonation. InTune is actually free today, but normally is 99 cents. So there you go, a couple more apps for you. But for now, a haiku. I've got 2 more apps with great potential for school. Loopy and InTune. Part of the reason I know that InTune was free today is because I have an app for apps. Apps Gone Free tells me when things go free for a day or a couple days at a time. It's a great way to not pay for things if you're cheap like me.